Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Just back to do a recent finds video. Just kind of a little, I guess, series or whatever when I show my recently acquired stuff, where I just go to my recently arrived section over here, just pull out 5 random records and just share with you 5 of the newest records that have come into my collection over the past few months or however long. All right, so let's just kind of dive right into it. So we'll start off here with, let's go with this one here. This is one I picked up a couple weeks ago. This is King Floyd, Think About It. This is I don't know, maybe not a gigantic name, but definitely a very cool album. This is his release from 1973, I believe. But yeah, just kind of, actually just kind of exactly what it looks like. Just kind of a very nice kind of, I'm going to say more soul, not really much on the funk side of things, but definitely just kind of a very cool soul album. He does a really cool cover of My Girl by The Temptations on here. And then there's also, what was the other track on here? Hard to Handle, which, like the same song that, the Black Crowes covered, made kind of big in the early 90s. This is kind of the early version of it. So some really cool stuff on here. Again, if you're not very familiar with King Floyd, definitely kind of a cool one to check out. So that was a nice one to add to the collection. Let's see here. What if we go with another good one that came out recently? I actually picked this up a couple weeks ago at the shop. Alanis Morissette. This is the collection. Just kind of a 2 LP, which is just a really good greatest hits from Alanis Morissette. Of course, a ton of stuff off of Jagged Little Pill, and also stuff like Thank You, and just a couple of live tracks here and there. But yeah, if you don't have any other Alanis Morissette in your collection, definitely just kind of a nice 2 LP, gets you most of her good hits. And actually spun this the other day, and it's just a really cool listen. Really great album there. Love that cover too, which is kind of cool. So that's a great addition. I think it originally came out in 2005, I think, when the collection actually came out. But it's nice to finally get it on vinyl, which is cool. Excuse me. Next here, one of the new Tone Poets. I just picked this up this past weekend. This is Wayne Shorter, Schizophrenia. Everybody knows Wayne Shorter. It's one of the absolute legends in the jazz world. Of course, on here you also have like Herbie Hancock on piano and Joe Chambers on drums. I mean, just as all these Tone Poets and Blue Notes, just all-star cast all the time. This is his release from 1967. And I wasn't familiar with this particular album. I do love Wayne Shorter, and of course I always pick up all the new Tone Poets when they come out. But I wasn't as familiar with this. When I saw that cover and saw the title Schizophrenia, I was thinking, like, I don't know, I had this expectation that it might be more so on kind of the more loose free jazz side of things. So I guess in that regard, you can almost say I was a little disappointed because I was expecting something different. But it's just kind of a typical great traditional jazz kind of album. So still just kind of very cool album, but just for whatever reason, between that song title and the cover, I was expecting something a little more free jazz. But as always, these Tone Poets sound absolutely fantastic. I spun this the other night, and just another really great album to add to the jazz collection. Let's just go ahead and pick one towards the front here. What's this? Uriah Heep, Firefly. Picked this up a little while ago. Actually, I've had this for a while. I think this is one I might have picked up at a show about a month or so ago. But just another one of the Uriah Heeps, excuse me, that I needed in my collection. I've been trying to get all their studio albums on vinyl, which they're never very expensive at all. It's just kind of a matter of waiting to find the ones that are in great condition, kind of thing. So Firefly. This is their release from 1977, and it's just kind of Uriah, plain and simple. It's a band I never really paid that much attention to until about 3 or 4 years ago. It was before COVID, when I went and saw Judas Priest and Uriah Heep open for him, and I was just kind of like, it was just one of those mind blown type of things. And ever since then, I've been grabbing or trying to grab all of their studio albums. And of course, they have a ton because they've been freaking doing it for almost, for like, what, 5 decades now or something like that. I mean, just fantastic band, so a great, beautiful copy to get into the collection there. And last but not least, this is another good one I picked up at the show about a month or so ago. Hey Jude by Wilson Pickett. Really, really great album. One that I've been wanting to get back in my collection for quite some time because I purged it, a number of years ago because I didn't have one that was in fantastic shape. And again, it's one of those albums that just pops up all the time. It's a $10 album, a $12 album. It's just trying to find one that has been in absolute fantastic condition without a bunch of ring wear and scuffs and stuff like that. It's just been very hard for me. So to come across one that's just that beautiful was kind of like a finally, this is one of those albums that was more about like the search grail and not necessarily the value and rarity. Like I said, these albums pop up all the time everywhere, and they're $8-10 albums. But yeah, really, really awesome stuff. This was 1969 when he released this. Of course, in my opinion, my favorite song on this is the title track, which is where he covers Hey Jude by the Beatles, and just does an amazing version of it. Especially when he goes into the na-na part, Hey Jude. Like when that kicks in, like his voice and his delivery just goes to a whole nother level. I mean, like it makes your vocal cords hurt to listen to him deliver it the way that he does. I mean, just the amount of power and grit and soul and excuse me, and just passion that was in his voice when he starts to deliver that. It's just one of my absolute favorite pieces of vocal recording, like out of any song ever. Like that's in my top 5. That section where he goes into that on Hey Jude, just freaking amazing. But not surprising though, because Wilson Pickett's one of my top 3 favorite vocalists of all time. So yeah, awesome to finally get a beautiful copy of that in the collection as well. So there you go, VC. Really quick, kind of recent finds. As always, appreciate you guys watching. Tell me what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.